Located in northwest Italy, Piedmont is one of the most beautiful places that I have seen. To the east it borders France, and it borders Switzerland to the north. Piedmont comes from the Latin word Pedmontium, meaning the foot of the mountain, in this case the mountains being the Alps. My name is Phil. I'm going to tell you all about my recent trip to Piedmont, the gorgeous natural scenery, the great restaurants, and the amazing places that I went to. I flew into Turin, the capital city, and I went straight to the Turin Palace Hotel to get some sleep after that long plane ride. When I woke up, I was hungry, so I went to Molica and I got some delicious sandwiches, some of the best sandwiches I have ever eaten. Afterwards, I went to Juventus Stadium and I watched my favorite team. They beat AC Milan. I was very happy to be at that game. The next day, I went to Parco del Valentino and I got to see some amazing gardens and some beautiful medieval architecture. Later that day, I went to the Royal Palace of Turin and it was incredible. The palace was built in the 16th century by House Savoy, who eventually formed the Kingdom of Italy in the 19th century. At the palace, I saw the Shroud of Turin, which many believe to be the shroud that covered Jesus after he was crucified, but carbon dating proved that the shroud's only about 1,000 years old. The next day, I traveled to Asti, which only takes about an hour by the train. Asti is very famous culinary region because many white truffles grow there, and they are an expensive and sought-after ingredient. Asti had some incredible views of vineyards and other agricultural areas. I went to Piazza Campo del Palio, and luckily it was Wednesday, so the market was open, and I got some great food as well as a bottle of famous Asti Spumante wine. Unfortunately, I went in April and not September, or else I could have watched the annual horse race. Later that evening, I went to Il Calavino dell'Alato for dinner and had some amazing food, as well as some exquisite craft beer that was brewed in-house. It was very delicious. The last day of my trip, I went to Parco Nazionale Gran Paradiso, and it was an amazing experience. It featured some beautiful hikes and several absolutely gorgeous views. At one point, we actually went into the French national park, Vanoise, which is a sister park. It's their neighbors. We also saw an alpine ibex. The park was originally founded as a sanctuary for the alpine ibex, and only 60 of them were left in the wild at the time the park was founded. But now, thanks to conservation efforts, there's over 4,000 in this park alone. Well, Piedmont was an absolutely incredible experience, but it's time for me to go back to the States. Well, if any of you in Italy, I highly recommend you go to Piedmont. It is just a beautiful place.